Okay, so we're back and we're about to start round 1. These are only little 2-round events, so they're quite nice and quick normally. Once deck building finishes, once everybody's submitted the deck, you'll get this starting. It'll tell you how many matches are playing, how many times gone from the round, all that sort of thing. We do get 27 minutes each on the clock because it's a new play draft. You'll normally get sort of 25. First thing I do is just grab and drag the chat window to the side where it starts flashing blue. Let that go, and then I'll put that there for you. So it looks like we lost the die roll, which means we're going to be going second. You will notice in the chat there's always a lot of sort of really short things. GLHF is good luck, have fun. GG's is good games. This hand seems pretty good for us, so we're going to keep it. You do have the option to mulligan, and hopefully I'll show you that a little bit later on. It'll automatically open up the graveyard windows. You can just click to close those off. And if you want to see a player's boxes, so you can click any of these here. So you've got the graveyard, the exile zone, the revealed cards, and I'm not sure what this one is. I believe this is the effects zone. Never actually seen that used. There's also the number of cards in your library and the number of cards in your hand as well. Okay, so we need to draw a white source here for the Mystery of Kieran, but for the time being we're just going to pass the turn. Now you can click OK through all of these phases, which I'll do this turn through. If you prefer, you can press F6 on your keyboard, and that will yield to everything until the end of the turn. Okay, so it looks like our opponent's making some really good plays. White source would be great here. If we don't need the state keep for this one, so we can just uncheck that box there. The same on both sides, and that'll take the stop off from that. So next time we go through, it won't actually stop in our upkeep. Again, so that's just pressing F6 will automatically yield the rest of the turn through. This is a little bit annoying because it means that our ground crease is going to get a little bit stuck. You can have 6 for your opponent's turn as well. We've got a lot of really good playing sort of turns 3, 4 and 5. Got a blue source which seems really powerful for us. And we don't actually need it yet, so I'm not going to sort of show that to my opponent, as it were. Just going to make the Kieran here face down, so it gets nice and big and becomes a vigilant flyer that can block his emissary. He probably doesn't attack us with his Salt Emissary this turn unless he wants it to die. If he does attack with it, we're probably not going to block, because this means that he gets a 2/2 afterwards, which isn't great for us. So one of these rounds are going to be best of 3. So I'm just going to take the damage here. We're going to catch up in the race. We're going to take 3 points of damage. We're going to be doing 3 points back, and then he's only doing 2 a turn. We're doing 3. So with 4 mana here, what we can actually do is dash our Sprinting Warbrute. Now our opponent may just block our Morph, which means we're really weak to the Typhoid Rat, so we don't want to be doing that. I'm just going to flip up the Mystery of Kieran here, and then get him for 3 in the air. The great thing about the Vigilance is that we're not going to tap our crease, so we can still block the Emissary if we want to. But nothing else we can do this turn. But next turn we can do 5 damage to a creature, we can do it to a player, we can sort of make this Warbrute come to work. We've got various different options here. The good thing is if you do press the F6 key, you'll still get the opportunity to block if you want to, which we're going to do here now. Okay, so we've got the Kindled Fury, which is really good because we can first strike down his rat when we block next turn. So we ideally want to be casting a 4-mana spell here. So what we'll do is we'll cast with dash our Sprinting Warbrute. Need to make sure we hold that red mana back, and then we can get a lot of damage in this turn if our opponent decides not to block. If you right click, you do get the option to attack with all creatures or that sort of thing as well. Or you get the same menu, or a smaller menu just off the side there. I'll show you that again in a bit more detail in the next game. Okay, so double blocking here is really good for us. This means I get to show you how to order blockers. So we can assign which order we want the damage to happen in. We want to make sure we kill the morph. It's going to be more threatening than the 2-2 in the long run. But we're really weakening our opponent here. It does also mean that we can give ours first strike. Makes the rats a bit more of a problem, but we don't lose our Sprinting Warbrute then. Or maybe better. Now I want to deal with the rat this turn. I'm quite happy to make that trade. We've got some damage to come in. We can Sarkhan's Rage next turn and kill off the morph, and then he'll have nothing sort of left unless he casts something this turn. Yep, that's perfect. Yeah, we've got no more plays this turn. So we'll go to our end step. Now I'm not going to F6 this time because I want to make sure that I have the chance to respond with Kindled Fury when we go to block, unless our opponent flattens us or kills off our man. Skybound's Teachings. Okay, so he's got an opportunity now to start getting some flyers in. That means we're almost certainly going to bring in the Abzan next turn. Going to block the rat here. Purely because we want to attack like this. We block. We'll get the opportunity to cast a spell, and we're going to give our guy first strike. That's fine for us. We get rid of the rat, we can start making men on the ground. So we know he's going to be able to make a blocker next turn. So it's now a question: do we want to burn his creature, leave him with nothing on the ground, or get out the Gorswine? I'm actually going to attack first, and then I can make a decision as to what I want to do. I think we want to make the Gorswine because then we're representing lethal damage next turn. Quite happy to take a hit from his morph here. Our opponent does have 4 cards in hand and he's missed a few land drops, so he's probably got a lot of spells. No interest in blocking. Perfect, so it looks like we can probably win this game here and now. Obviously our opponent may have something that stops that happening. So in response to the triggered ability, he's got a chance to pay to make a 2/2 flying block, which is going to kill our Mischief Kieran. But we want to keep the Gorswine alive, so we're just going to kill his morph in response. We do take 2 damage from that, but that's not a massive thing for us. It looks like our opponent's just trying to decide whether or not they want to activate the Skywise teachings, which I think is definitely correct for them to do. The good thing with us killing the morph there is that because he doesn't get to untap the creature, he doesn't get to draw a card. We've got a lot of good cards on it that we can draw now that can win this game really quickly for us. He has to be able to cast a spell and activate the Skywise teachings or make a man this turn. Okay, 5 mana, Ujjatai summons, but he's not going to be able to activate it. He will, however, when it recasts next turn on the rebound. So that's now into the exile zone, so we can pull up the exile zone there, have a look. We can see that card's there waiting to come out of exile into the rebound area. So we're going to play a game Lifeland here. If there's something that has a lot of effects, you can click on the card and always yield to the ability. So say for example, only have something that gets first strike when it attacks. Doing that just saves you a lot of time on your game clock. So he's going to get 2 more gens next turn, which puts us on a really tight clock. I'm not going to attack through. Hopefully he'll tap his men down at some point and we'll be able to deal with it. So that's going to be a really close game. Yep, we've got nothing to respond with this turn. So we get hit for 2 this turn, go down to 7. Then it's at least 6 next turn if he doesn't have anything else. We've flooded out really badly here. We've got nothing that can block that. We really need to see a flyer on our draw step. So we're going to dash this in and just sort of hope that we can get there. This forces our opponent to block. And we can't block his flyers anyway. And the reason I've dashed is because I want the haste. I want to make sure we're putting as much of a clock as possible on our opponent. He's got to block now because he's got a fear that we've got the combat trick that can win us the game. So the second Sarkhan's Rage now just wins us the game on the spot. Unless our opponent has a counter spell. Wow, okay. I think we're on Sarkhan's Rage or bust here. Our opponent's drafted a really nice sort of blue-black deck. Corrigan Forerunners isn't going to be enough. No point showing our opponent we have the second, so we know we can't win. So we can just right click and just concede the game. That'll allow us to go to the sideboard and we can make some sort of better choices. So we definitely want Abzan advantage. I actually think I want the Orator Ujjatai. It's quite an aggressive sort of blue deck. The One Ring Champion won't be very good here, and the Ghost one's not very good. They're just too low a toughness. We'll give this a shot. So once you made your changes, just double click from the top to bring them down, double click from the bottom to put them to your sideboard. You're looking to stay to that 40 card limit. Maybe we want to cut a land. Yeah, I think we want to cut an island and keep the Wandering Champion in, and then just submit our deck. We still want to try and be aggressive if we can. So now we get the choice. We definitely want to be playing first, and this hand is fantastic, so we're going to keep. So we're going to lead on the mountain here because we may want to cast the Mardu Scout as opposed to dashing him. A lot depends on if our opponent has an early play in the game. If they have a turn 1 play, then we're probably just going to cast the Mardu Scout. If they don't, then we'll maybe look at dashing it. So yeah, they have the 1-drop, so we'll cast the Mardu Scout, and we've got the Bathing Dragon 5 for the next turn. By leading on the mountain, they would just leave ourselves the most possible options. What we really want is for our opponent to play an enchantment. I don't want to use this too prematurely, but using it to put a counter on the Mardu Scout could be quite potent. Of course, our opponent may just attack us here. They may try to get aggressive, and that's great for us. Okay, so we've now got a couple of options to us. I think we want to Bathing Dragonfly the Hand of Silumgar, and then we can pacify the Shaman Goblin next turn, and have an advantage available if we need it. This is quite an aggressive use of our burn spells, but it does mean we get to get a bit of damage in here. Best possible outcome is that our opponent doesn't actually attack. This is probably going to be a morph. Okay. So because of that play, they've kept the regeneration mana, which means that the Saddle Brute is going to be really bad. We can sort of deal with the Shambling Goblin a little bit easier. So we'll pacify the River Crawler. Sorry, the River Skeleton. Get him for another 3 points of damage. And then we can start War Bruting next turn. This guy's got a lot of 1 power and toughness, guys. Seems to have drafted a really powerful deck. Okay, so what we can do here like if we play the Spinning War Brute, we can cast it, I suppose. Yeah, that seems fine. There's no point attacking here, he just gets to wipe us out with the Goblin a little bit. We're not losing the damage race at the minute. Should definitely get sent for one in the year. Nope, decided not to attack. Okay. So the Vile Dragonfire is going to cost us 2 to deal 2 damage to something. It seems fine. Like, we can keep our Mardu Scout around here maybe. We will see. Because we're going to have to attack with a Sprinting Warbrute, we want to make sure that the Hand of Silumgar sort of dies. The Death Touch is going to be a real problem for us. And because you saw the Kindled Fury in the first game, holding up the 1 red here is really important. So it looks like our opponent's having a little bit of a look as to what the best blocks are going to be for him. If you ever need to review what sort of happened in previous turns, I've got the full turn history in the top of the screen here. Yeah, this means he gets to kill our Mardu Scout after damage, which is the important bit. We still get the 3 points of damage in there. I mean, that Mardu Scout's done 9 points of damage. It's been really efficient for 2 mana. Misfire Adept, okay, sure. Okay, so we're going to play our Abs on advantage here. We're not hitting anything particularly exciting, but it means that he can't double block and kill. In fact, no. We'll do that in combat, because if he tries to double block and kill our Warbrute, we can just sort of blow him out, which is going to be quite good for us. So we'll attack first, see how he blocks, and then make the decision as to whether we want to pump or not. So at this point we don't actually need to pump our man. He's going to get to draw a card, but it's 1 less creature on the board. And then we can gain ourselves 3 life. Might as well play a land. If we hit something big next turn, then we can cast it. Okay, so we've got an ultimate price. That seems bad for us. Again, we've got a lot of live cards in the deck that we can draw here. There's no point holding back at this point. We're just going to attack. Get in for our 1 point as we can. We need to draw something in the next couple of turns or we're just going to lose to the Mistfire Adepts. But we've got a lot of live draws that we can play. Yeah, but Uchitai Summons is probably going to kill us. I'm actually going to morph the Storm Singer just to try and sort of disguise what we've got. It is going to represent quite a big threat next turn. And it does mean that if we draw something then we can sort of haste it up and get in for a big swing. The dragon wouldn't be a bad draw at all here. Yeah, the rebound spells and Mistfire Adept are just crazy. So because it's triggering all the time now, we can always yield to these triggers. It means we won't have to keep clicking the OK button all the time. And then we have to OK for the spell. Just getting in for 6 this turn. We can potentially hit for 7 on the way back, but then we die the turn after. We really need to not whiff on this draw step. Wow, okay. Yeah, but I don't think we can win this game. He's added a 1-1 counter to it, which is fine. Just going to get the bolster on now. Depending how it blocks, it means we can sort of deal with this next turn. With him having everything with flying at the minute, it's just it's going to make it really difficult for us. Ministry of Kieran gives us another flying blocker. So we can morph for 3, unmorph for 2 and give it haste. If we give it haste it'll trade here. This will trade here. This doesn't attack. Like yeah, it just trades, but we're quite fine with that I think at this point in time. Like we're dead if he doesn't do anything anyway. If he does anything, we're dead if he doesn't block. This gives us at least 3, 6. Yeah, we can't win this game. So we might as well go out fighting. The only way we win now is if he blocks. If he doesn't block, then we just win. Sorry, if he doesn't block, then he's fine. If he does block, then we get another turn. Perfect. Yeah, we should have flipped this before so it had the vigilance, but I don't think that affects the way that it blocks at all. Maybe it blocks here instead. We're still taking 7 on the way back. Yep, we can't win this game. So that's been a bit of a tutorial as to how to sort of get into Magic Online, how to sort of play through your first game and navigate your first draft. I hope you enjoyed it, and as we said before, if you want any more sort of draft videos, you want to see how we sort of play through things, head along to www.cerberuscast.com and you'll find loads and loads of draft videos up on there for you. Take care and have a good day.